Today, we are going to get real about what it actually costs to buy a home right here in Northwest Arkansas. My goal is to cut through all the noise and give you a super clear financial picture so you can feel really confident moving forward. Let's jump right in. This is almost always the very first question that pops into a home buyer's head. And hey, it's a great question. But what if I told you there's an even better, more powerful question you should be asking first? One that could totally change the way you look at this whole journey.
And boom, there it is. This is the big mindset shift. It's not just about what your monthly payment will be. It's about figuring out the total amount of cash you need to get the keys in your hand without feeling financially stressed out. This one question right here is the foundation for a smart and honestly, a much smoother home buying experience.
Okay, so let's really dig into why flipping the question like this is so important. Seriously, focusing on your total cash to close number from the get-go is the one thing that separates a prepared, confident buyer from a super stressed out one.
And look, I get it. The down payment is the big number everyone talks about. So it's totally natural to focus on that. But saving up that chunk of money and thinking, okay, I'm done, is a really common trap. It can lead to some pretty nasty surprises right when you're about to close.
So if it's not just the down payment, what else is there? Come on, let's start putting the other pieces of this financial puzzle together so you can see the whole picture.
I want you to think of it exactly like a puzzle. Your down payment? It's a huge, important corner piece, no doubt about it. But it's not the whole picture. To really see what it takes to buy your home, you've got to find and fit in all the other pieces, all the other costs that pop up around closing day.
And here's where we get some really good news. That big down payment piece, it might be a lot smaller than you think. There are some absolutely fantastic loan programs out there. You've got FHA loans, some conventional loans that only require 3% down, and even zero down options for our veterans with VA loans or for certain properties with a USDA loan. This really opens the door for so many people. But remember, and this is key, even if you get a loan with a low or even zero down payment, you still need to have cash ready for the other parts of the deal. So let's map out exactly what those other upfront costs look like.
All right, here's your roadmap. These are the 5 big ones we need to talk about. Getting a handle on these is the absolute secret to making a budget that works and having a closing day that's exciting, not terrifying.
First up, closing costs. So what on earth are these? Well, think of them as the fees for all the professional services you need to actually finalize the sale. It's a bundle of charges from your lender, the title company, and even for things like government taxes. So how much are we talking here? Well, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the experts on this, say you should plan on your closing costs being somewhere between 2 to 5% of the home's price. Let's do some quick math. On a $300,000 home, that's another $6,000 to $15,000 you'll need, completely separate from your down payment. That's a big deal. Next up is earnest money. I love this one. It's basically your, hey, I'm serious about buying your house deposit. Once your offer is accepted, you put this money down, it's held safely, and it shows the seller that you're committed and ready to move forward.
Okay, this is a big one because people get these two mixed up all the time. Earnest money is that smaller, good faith deposit you make right at the beginning. The down payment is the much bigger chunk of money you bring to the table on the final day, a closing. The good news is your earnest money usually gets credited towards your total costs in the end.
All right, let's talk about the home inspection. Now, this is an expense you'll pay for out of pocket pretty soon after your offer is accepted. And let me tell you, it's not just another fee. It's probably the most important investment you'll make in the entire process. It gives you peace of mind and lets you know the true condition of the home you're about to buy.
Your lender is also going to require something called an appraisal. This is where they hire an independent pro to figure out the home's fair market value. Why? Well, it's simple. They need to make sure the house is actually worth the amount of money they're about to lend you. This fee is often just rolled right into your closing costs.
And finally, we have prepaids and your escrow account. The easiest way to think about this is that you're basically giving your mortgage company a head start on paying some of your future bills. So at closing, you'll put money into this special account to cover things like your first year of homeowner's insurance and a few months of property taxes. Phew, okay. I know that can sound like a whole lot of different costs to keep track of. But if you're looking to buy here in Arkansas, I've got some amazing news for you. You might not have to come up with all of this cash by yourself. Let's talk about the Arkansas Advantage. Check this out. The Arkansas Development Finance Authority,
most people just call it ADFA, has special programs designed to help homebuyers with, you guessed it, both the down payment and those closing costs we just went over. For so many buyers, this is a total game changer.
I mean, just look at that range. Depending on your situation, you could get anywhere from $1,000 up to $15,000 in help. That can make a huge difference in your budget. It's absolutely worth looking into to see if you qualify for one of these programs.
Okay, so we've got all these pieces of the puzzle. How do we pull it all together into a plan you can actually use? Well, that's where your Smart Buyer Playbook comes in.
Because really, that's the whole point of all this. We want to get you out of that "I hope I can do this" mindset and into a "I have a plan and I know I can do this" mindset. No more guessing. It's time to build a real plan you can feel great about.
And this right here, this is your homework. This is your personal checklist to start building that plan. Start asking these questions. What kind of loan could I get? Based on that, what's my down payment and closing cost estimate? Could I maybe ask the seller to help with some costs? Do I qualify for that ADFA assistance? And maybe most importantly, how much money do I want left in my savings account after I've moved in?
See, it's all about knowing the full financial picture. Once you understand all the true costs and you know all your options, this whole big, scary process suddenly feels, well, manageable. It feels exciting. So, are you ready to stop guessing and start building your real plan to get from "I want to buy a house" to "I've got the keys"? Today,